Interwebs hello, Devcon here for, well, something that I've been meaning to do for quite some times, but I could not do it before today because it took forever to get here. This is going to be the fourth well, the third, because I did not do an unboxing for the first one, but the unboxing of the fourth, Torg boxed set. First was the cargo box, which was basically the core game, explaining the setting, the rules, etc., etc. Then we had the survival box, which was for the living land cosm. Then we had the third one was the sarcophagus box for the Nile Empire. The fourth, which arrived today, is the Aysle Treasure box, the treasure coffer, excuse me. It took forever to get here because, well, this is something that Ulysses Spiel kind of messed up. It took, well, it's not circumstances that, it's not something that wasn't within their control, but everything for fulfillment was enormously delayed, at least for North America. Europe got theirs quite some time ago. But anyways, my box has finally arrived. And I've had the PDFs for quite some time, but you know, I really love the tangible feel I've had having the books and having actual cards in my hands. So, utility knife, or it's a big knife. Ready? Let's open this sucker up. Let's see what I have been missing for all this time. As always with Ulysses, a literal ton of packing peanuts. So I'm about to flood my apartment with those once more. Let's go. Again, it's quite the heavy stuff. There we go. Is there something else in the box? Sometimes there is. Well, there's a piece of cardboard, but there's nothing else. All right, so everything inside the actual treasure coffer will be the contents of the coffer. That's kind of a tautology right there. Anyways. Awesome look. Again, Torg keeps knocking it out of the park for their looks. The blue and red lightning again. It's bloody amazing, and it it does look like a treasure chest. Again, like every other cosm, the box is themed along the cosm that it represents. The living land was like tribal markings. The sarcophagus for Nile Empire was obviously enough Egyptian. Isle, which is Great Britain, Scotland, Ireland, Scandinavia, all that stuff, is Sword and Sorcery. So everything is going to be representative of this. This is the closest that Torg comes to actual Dungeons and Dragons. So, opening up, actual packing. One thing that they told us, that the box would come with inserts, and lo and behold, we got inserts. First of all, the possibility chips, Isle possibility tokens. Every cosm gets a set. Loving it so far. They come with their own special little bit of rules, which are explained in the book itself. Very good. Magic booster deck. This was a stretch goal for the Kickstarter. It's basically a set of cards, and that comes with the rules for the items that you get. Which, you know, you want to you're in Isle, and your PCs find a treasure, and they will find lots of stuff, as my own gaming group found out. Well, you can roll and table, or you can probably just, draw a card at random and give them to them. Like, for instance, the Flourishing Robes, armor +1, dex +1. And interestingly enough, we have the axioms right there. So we so we know if they cause contradictions out in other places. The Wicked Spiked Plate deals strength +2 damage, wounding, vulnerable. That's cool. And yeah, this is nice. This is one of these stretch goals that if we had not unlocked them, I would not have cried over, but it's kind of nice to have. One thing that I would have cried had we not unlocked this was the Aysle booster deck. I already have those printed in PDF form, but I will be replacing them with the actual higher, very much higher quality cards that comes with it. That come with this. That is the custom drama deck for to resolve actions when you're specifically in Aysle, because they come with optional rules that will affect characters while in Aysle, but in other places wouldn't really work. Bonus Destiny cards, which always give more agency to the players, and bonus cosm cards, which basically, well, as a GM, they can mess up your game, but mess up in a very fun way. I love the cosm cards, and so do my players. Awesome having this. The soundtrack for the one of the themed adventures inside this, which is Revenge of the Caradon. The soundtrack is always amazing, and yeah, and this one is even more appropriate, like say for generally speaking, for a lot of RPGs, since it's again representative of Sword and Sorcery. Like we got Paladin, we have actually it's not just any Paladin. This is Tolwyn, which is a signature NPC in Torg fighting the Caradon right there. So that was nice to have. The Cracking Tales of Isles, which is a little book of fiction with adventures in Aysle, with among other on the cover we see two other signature NPCs. That is to say, Rose, Elaine, and oh crap, I forgot her name. It's Torg, the dwarf. There we go. So always good. Gonna take away this to reveal the GM pack with the monster cards. With these are cheat sheets for monsters. Have the quick stats without having to flip through the book. Always nice to have. Keep encounters interesting with these accessories, and of course you're in Aysle. You're delving in dungeons. You're gonna trigger traps. Opening this. Kind of like the look of the modern soldier wearing plate mail on the cover. One of the thread blips just fell, which is for Carlin, and also for Carlin. This is an NPC in the adventures. The thread blips, which are useful if you're like playing with a battle map, or yes, actually they can also be useful just to keep track of initiative, wounds, that sort of stuff. So you have two boards of punch out counters. The maps, vinyl map with well, this one is kind of interesting because we don't just get Aysle, because Aysle is sort of sandwiched between Tharcold and Cyber Papacy, so we have both of them, and this is again updated after year 1 of the setting. So this is a bit so we're now seeing mixed zones of Aysle and Tharcold over there, mixed zones of Aysle and Cyber Papacy over there, which means that crazy shit is going to happen to players who go there. I really should sign up players there. Poster. They've gone back to the larger sized posters, because posters for Living Land and not Living Land, but it was for the sarcophagus box for Nile Empire, was like these like little 8x11. This is basic. This is huge. With good old High Lord on the cover. There we go. primer sheets. This is something that they've also told us. It's basically very useful to give to new players because it gives them basically a quick start of things to know. Like, say, for instance, you're in Aysle. The guy that ever forgot the name, Uthorion. Why did I forget his name? Why did I forget his name? What is a contradiction? What is core Earth? What is cyber papacy? Stormer? Blah blah blah. On the other side, your basic rules that you must always remember. So this is very good, and there are multiples of this sheet, and we already had a PDF that we can print out. But again, it's nice. It's a little plastified sheet there. This is nice. The GM screen, which actually I don't think that I've seen the art for this. There we go. This is opened. I love this again. So we got a bunch of zombies, skeletons. Can you sort of see a dragon there in the distance? Well, is it a dragon? It's a monster. And valiant heroes who are fighting the hordes of evil. And of course the cosm stats for Aysle, as well as the rules for this cosm specifically, with general rules as well. It's kind of nice that they give us the enchanted weapons tables, because again, it will happen, as my players found out. And I love it. It's all that, aside from the center board, it's all it's all the magic item generations tables. This is awesome. This is great. Specific pre-generated characters like the Corsair, the Assassin, the Skald, because Scandinavia's got a lot of Vikings there. The Runecaster, I can see it. The Drake Friend. Wait, does he come with an animal companion? He's got Beast Friend, Drake Friend, Gain Young Drake Companion. These pre-gens all have specific. They have unique rules that are for these characters and these characters alone. Advanced Drake Handler, Natural Leader, Sniper. This is nice. The Burglar, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, lots of fun with this. And now comes the adventure books. We've got Delphi Mission for Isles, which is a bunch of one evening adventures. Like you're out of inspiration, your characters are in Isle. Get them to do one of these. And Delphi Council needs you. I'm getting the Eye of Sauron vibe from this. Isle's Power series of adventures designed to enhance Torg Trinity campaign. Each of the 10 adventures inside is suitable for an evening of play, and that's what I just said. Perfect. Every box set comes with one adventure. Aysle is so far the exception because it comes with two. You have the Revenge of the Caradon, which we saw the soundtrack earlier, which centers on Tolwyn of Tancred, how she mysteriously came back from the dead. It delves into that matter, explores why, and also the possibility of the Caradon, the giant dragon that devastated Aysle centuries ago, might return. When cosms collide, well, it's what it says on the tin. It's mostly set in Aysle, but like the lots of other cosms are involved. You have Tharcold, coming in. You have cyber papacy. And there is another cosm that was a bit of a surprise when I read this. All this leads to Baroness Noknaya, character who uses possibility to bend reality in ways not previously seen on Core Earth. Yeah, Aysle, Core Earth, Cyber Papacy, Nile Empire, and Tharcold. That's the one. So lots of crazy stuff happens there, and of course, it wouldn't be the Aysle set without the actual Aysle book, with again Uthorion on the cover. Join the quest. Isles ruled by Lord Uthorion and his armies of darkness. It has taken over Great Britain and Scandinavia and is encroaching into Europe. Isle invaded from below, digging up from dungeons and tunnels between the realm. Now, any basement in the realm might be a doorway to underground adventures, as my players found out when I sent them there not too long ago. Magic flourishes in Isle. Ancient legends are given new life as heroes of light and monsters of darkness reenact them and draw power from the magic of tale. Not all invaders are evil. Pilla Ardenay led an army of our last followers, including the last of the elves and dwarves, in pursuit of Uthorion. A showdown on Earth is coming. And we've gotten to the end. Again, the only thing that I have negative that I have to say is how long it took to get this. It should have gotten here in 2019. In fact, normally the Ulysses Spiel have a habit, and they've made a promise not to start another crowdfunding project until they started sending the physical copies of their previous crowdfunding project. Cyber Papacy, which is the next one that I'm set to receive, got started in December, and this had not even started fulfilling. And they said it. They said, yeah, we screwed up, we messed up, we're sorry, it won't happen again. And, well, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because it's the first time that it's happened. And it was mostly, again, due to forces outside of their control. So I'm not going to hold it against them. So next crowdfunding box is going to be the Cyber Papacy. We've only gotten one of the PDFs so far, which was the main Cyber Papacy book. Cannot wait to get the rest of them, and of course I cannot wait to get the Cyber Reliquary, which is going to be the theme of that box next. So until that time, that's going to be it for me. Thank you, and Devcon signing out.